Welcome to the PBM Insider. I'm Jim Lodge, an actual PBM insider. Over the last 40 years, pharmacy benefit management industry has been anything but stable. The story of PBMs is one of relentless consolidation, acquisition, and ownership reshuffling. In fact, nearly every recognizable PBM brand today is the result of a merger, a spinoff, or a buyout. In the 1980s and 1990s, drug manufacturers jumped into the PBM space. Do you remember this? Merck acquired Medco. Eli Lilly acquired PCS. And then you had the pharmacies and the wholesalers getting in on the action. McKesson owned PCS at one point, and then later on, Rite Aid bought them. PCS, that is. And eventually, CVS merged with Caremark. At each step, the ownership structure in the industry shifted slightly, reshaped by Wall Street deals and corporate strategy. And then you had the rebates. Historical trade journals and the General Accounting Office report that a few PBMs began experimenting with manufacturers' rebates in the 1984-1985 timeframe. By the 1986 calendar year and into the 1987 plan year, you started to really see rebates taking a more prominent role in PBM contracting. I think it's fair to say that point in time really serves as kind of the demarcation between the pre-rebate or era, or the admin fee only era, you might call it, and the rebate era. Further supporting this is that by the early 1990s, rebates were a firmly entrenched feature of PBM contracts across the board. In the 2000s, the scale of consolidation only grew. Express Scripts acquired Medco in 2012, creating the largest PBM in the country at the time. United Health's Optum Rx bought Catamaran in 2015, and by 2019, just three companies, CVS Caremark, Express Scripts, and Optum Rx, dominated and controlled the overwhelming majority of the PBM market. And when I say overwhelming control, I'm talking like nearly 80%. And that's where a really interesting story comes into play. Out of the hundreds of PBMs founded since 1968, there are only two, possibly three, that can credibly claim to have operated continuously with unchanged ownership structures since the pre-rebate era, meaning 1985 or earlier. Every other PBM has either been acquired, merged, sold to private equity, and or were created within the rebate era. When we talk about the stability and consistency of PBMs, it's important to recognize how rare it is to find one that hasn't been shuffled around in the corporate game of mergers and acquisitions. For plan sponsors and patients alike, there's a real value in knowing that your PBM has withstood the test of time. This is the PBM Insider, keeping you informed.